Hi everyone, it's me, it's Mifa. Hello, it's me. Hi. Now we all know I love two things in this world. Only two. Recycling. I know. And a fictional character named Dobby that I like to dress up as a lot. So you can't see him right now, but I'm painting him on the wall. And I started making dolls of him and shit. I love him so much. And so when the thoughts in my head of make a life-size Dobby and crochet him out of plastic bags came into mind, I had to do it. I know this is concerning y'all. I know. Okay, I know. So in this video, I will be teaching you how to make this hand that is much bigger than my hand. And I guess if you want a life-size Dobby, you could use the hand. Or if you want a Shigaraki situation, you could use this as a guide for that hand, but I think you'd have to bend the fingers and stuff. Basically, if you're looking for videos on how to make the plastic bags, I have a few videos up in my shorts and stuff. Other people also upload videos. Those are all many years old though. Yeah. But we're gonna learn how to make this. And it's a great repellent for men. And it will make your parents think you're going batshit insane. This is actually a borderline replication of my what is this, my left? Yeah, my left hand. I'd also like to say, yes, we're using this as a guide for the next one, because this one is not perfect. Clearly, there's an issue. I tried to fix it. Okay, I tried. Now, for this, you will need a hook of really any size. I started off with kind of a small hook for the fingers and stuff, just because you need to get a denser stitch, if that makes sense. Plastic bags from grocery stores and stuff, which you probably already have in your pantry if you are like me. And a pair of scissors, really. Any pair of scissors works. Sound like I said twerks. But that's really all you need for this video. Let me teach y'all how to make this now. This is his wrist. Oh yeah, it's also stuffed. If any plastic will do. Hell, if you are real rich, you could get real stuffing. I'm using scraps from the handles and water bottle casing. See you in the next clip. This is a stupid video. The next day. Clearly, considering my different makeup, different shirt, and things in my hand, I fell asleep. What we will need for this project, let me get real close. Also, I know my makeup looks like shit. I'm very mad about it. We will need a crochet hook, a pair of scissors that hopefully you didn't accidentally steal like I did, and some yarn made of plastic bags. If I am not lazy, I will insert footage of me cutting this up. I did not film it. I would have to film new. And what we will be doing is teaching you how to, we already know this. What the fuck am I on about? Anyway, we will start with the pinky. That's where we're going to start. Wow, you are taller than you were yesterday. Don't know how that happened. And I can't see. You can't see my eyes. Where will I put this? I don't know. That's great. Maybe over. No. I don't know where to put you. That's fucking lovely. That's lovely. That's a problem. I'm just gonna keep looking around. This is a problem. Hey, I can just... Okay, I think I know. Now, if Future me will remember. Could we also, we're going to just this down a little bit. Keep looking up. Yay, you're down. Anyway, so I don't crochet the proper way you're supposed to crochet. We know this. Maybe I'll turn me so I don't have to look this up. We know this. This is my plan. It sounds like porn. It's a bad name. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to the very end. If you can see this, please, future Mifa, figure out how to zoom in. And we're literally just going to make a knot with enough give that you can slip a hook through that. And then we're going to take our teeny tiny hook. It really doesn't matter which size you use, a little bit, but this is the size I'm using. And you can't read that, so I will put it on the screen. And what we're going to do is basically there's a thing called the magic circle, right? If you are like me and you are making a doll, because this is essentially the same thing, you're going to want to double up your stitching so you don't have little holes at the end. Okay? But we're not doing that right now. We're making a hand. Which, the more I look at this, the more proud I am of myself. This is fucking insane. This came out of my head. This came out of my head with my hand as a fucking reference. What we are going to do is we're going to stick this through the little hole I just made. And then how this is going to go, let's see if we can get a good play on this. We're going to wrap around and we're going to pull through. That is how you make a stitch. If you need more detail, I would go to one of the real crochet girlies because I'm not that good at explaining shit. We're going to do that motion 3 more times. God damn it. If you get stuck, because this is plastic, it's not the end of the world. I promise. Oh, or maybe it is. Okay, I fixed it. It twisted up on itself. We're going to do that 3 more times. We're going to do that. And if you've ever made a granny square, you already know how to do the magic circle. And we're basically going to do that. So what would be considered increases? Mine are not real increases. Yours might be. You might be better than I am at this, and you just want to make a fucking hand. I don't know. Okay? Okay. And we're going to just stitch right into the hole that we were at already. And then that makes that circle. Do we see the little circle? Do we see the teeny tiny circle? I promise it's a lot easier with a bigger hook, but since we're starting with the pinky, how I did initially, everything's very tiny. This is a bigger hook. It will be fine. And then we're just gonna do a single right there. And we're going to use these doubles kind of like increases because I use my doubles as increases. And we're going to do that a bunch. I'm going to have to film way better footage of, oh my god, way better footage of how to do this. Oh, I should start editing this before, I'm done with all the footage. You're going to get little holes like that. And you know something? That's fine. You just need to patch that hole with some sort of stuffing when you're. Is my overhead light on? Oh, my overhead light's on. I'm dumb. I'm also very sniffly. Can I fucking wipe my nose? Mifa ASMR. I don't know what I'm doing. If you're like me, you're also probably gonna get. I really hope you can see that, a bunch of hairs, and that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. You know what you do? You take them and you put them in your trash can. You put them in your fucking trash can. I mean, that's so much better. Anyway, we're going to do that a bunch until we basically get the size of the tip of what will be your finger. I am dirty. So we're going to do that a bunch. How are y'all's day? I feel awkward. God damn it, you son of a bitch. I just 1000% stitched into the same hole, but that's fine because please, if you are not a beginner, this video will probably make way more sense to you. And I'm not even trying. Then it will if you are a beginner, which if you are a beginner, go watch someone else. I don't understand how to teach people who are beginners. Now, if you've done it before, I can teach you lickety split. It's fine. I can work off the base. It's like when I'd make a horrible kindergarten teacher. But we're going to do that a whole bunch. And we're going to lose a stitch because we're dumb. I should probably have it like zoomed in on this. Basically, we're making a circle. That's what we're doing. We're making a circle. My eyes won't stop bothering. Oh yeah, you might also want a pin of some sort to shove shit into it, which I will teach you how to do later. Which you can be bougie and you can have regular stuffing. I never do. Or you could stuff it with your hair. I don't care. I'm using old water bottle casings and scraps of plastic is what I'm using. Which sounds insane. Oh, I just hit that. I'm so sorry. Basically, we're going to make a circle and then we're going to stop doing the is that the right size? About. It doesn't need to be perfect. You know why? Because you're not perfectly symmetrical. Okay? Okay. Okay? Okay. You're probably not making 2. Or if you're doing something like Shigaraki, you're probably making, like, what, 12? He has a lot of hands. Ooh, that'd be a really good addition to my shitty Shigaraki cosplay. Or I could crochet his, like, a doll. Okay, I need to stop giving myself ideas. Now we're going to stitch singles. Okay? So we're going to go in. We're going to stop increasing is what we're doing. And it's going to kind of bowl. It's going to create a bowl. And if you're like me, you're going to rest your finger in it and it's going to guide the plastic with heat of your hand. And also, don't worry that it's inside out. We have to flip it right side out anyway. But do we see? Do we see the bowl? Do we see the bowl forming? And then we're going to flip it. That apparently I'm not doing on camera. And if you're like me, take your fucking nails and just kind of like shove them. And then we're just gonna like that. This is not a good tutorial. And if you're like me and you're like, wow, this is beveling too much, double stitch in a couple holes, it will be fine. Your fingers are not perfect. These fingers do not need to be perfect. And if you're gonna be all OCD and be like, oh my god, they need to be perfect, I would say stop crocheting with plastic bags. You won't have fun. And if you're not OCD, you will have the most fun. And I hope it becomes an addiction like it has for me. Anyway, so now we've made a bowl. We've made a bowl. And what we're going to do is we're going to single stitch until it's kind of tall. And we're going to stuff it as we go. Now, there is a key reason why we are stuffing as we go. It is because you don't want to sit there and be like, I can't get the stuffing. That is a weird motion. You don't want to sit there and be like, I can't get the stuffing through my fucking finger that I'm crocheting. It's happened to me. And I got real mad. That's also why we have, where's my pen? I don't know where I put my pen. The pen from earlier. Where the fuck? Oh. That's why you're going to take a pen, hopefully, like a similar pen, and take either the tip or the back. I use either or, really, whatever. If I need to get up in the nitty gritty, I use the pen. But if you use the back, you're going to get pen marks on you. It's going to be whatever. I did. You can't even see them, really. There's a couple. It's whatever. Just wash your hands. And you're going to do that so you don't sit there and you're like, oh my god, I can't get my stuffing through my nerdy little hobbies. I'm using the hand I made already as a reference for what everything should be the size of. You can do what I did the first go round and use your own hand. I magnetized everything by like 3. Okay? You know why? Because I have little hands. This is much closer to the average hand size than my teeny little hands. I got little hands. I can't help it. My eyebrows are being weird. I just draw them. Do we see that? Okay. Also, I did hit myself in the face with this. If you're like, I'm gonna make a hand out of plastic bags as a weapon, it's going to hurt. It like hurt way too much for being a hand made of plastic bags. Also, we're going to fill these a lot denser than down here because you see how that has give? Your palm has give. So you're going to give this give. Do your fingers have give? No, because they're bones. They're bones. Your hand isn't really bones. It's muscles and fat. If you can't already see. My hand's fucked up because I busted open a blood vessel a few years ago. So if you're like, but yeah, you have give in your hand. You do not have give in your finger. I guess a little bit in between your joints, but that is mostly bone. It won't be accurate if you sit there and you're like, I'm gonna make everything really, really like tough. I guess you could do that. It's not gonna be accurate to people. It's not. And then I use my own wrist as a reference point for this. So it's technically not that much bigger than my wrist. The hand is a lot bigger. The wrist is not that much bigger. This is also just like this is let me fuck I bent my this is the same hand. This is my what is this? My left this is my left hand. We're making my right hand next. Which if you're like me, your hands aren't symmetrical and that's fine. It's fine. You're just gonna do that a lot. If you need your finger to be in there, like your nail or whatever the fuck, I need to. Just do it. Don't suffocate your finger though, because that hurts. Trust me, that hurts. I once had a squishy thing around my finger one time in class just because I was like fucking with it. And I looked away and I looked back and my finger was blue. He was a ducky. He lived to be 3 years old and I had to throw him away because he like melted. I still think about you, Mr. Duck. You can make a lot of things out of plastic bags. I've made bees, I've made dolls, I've made little stuffed animals. I've made a panda for my mom that looks a little more like a grizzly bear, but I've made a bunny. I've made a lot of things out of bags, okay? It's not the hardest thing to do. I would not advise, being in your bed. I guess if it's like stuffed with real plush, it would be comfy, but yeah, we're just gonna do this a lot. Okay, we're going into the stitch and we're going around. There is an increase, if you can see that on the camera, where one side's higher than the other. That's because it got too beveled. Okay? It got too beveled. I made a singular increase into the same stitch. And that will help. I just hit my mic. Basically, we're going to do this until you get the length you want in the finger. I will come back when it's stuffing time and I will show you how to stuff it. I also realized just now that my mic was apparently off. So basically, we're stuffing Now that we have made all 4 of the fingers, I'm basically going to take, how I'm going to do it, you can do it different ways. I'm going to take all these little pieces I left out and weave them together and knot them. And then we're going to crochet them around. And then we're going to crochet the thumb. Okay. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to crochet a thumb like you did the fingers. And it's going to be a little thicker and a little wider than that. And then you're going to single stitch a bunch. And then you're going to stitch them together how you would with sewing string, or a hook, or you can even just tie it and then go around. But then we're going to crochet that and we're going to slowly like shorten it. So we're going to skip a hoop, like a loop, like a stitch every so and so. So you get that right here on your thumb. So, yeah. It's done. You literally, and then you stuff it. You stuff it a lot, and then you start making the arm part, which is just a lot of, well, single rows until it gets really tall. But He's fun. He's fun. He's fun. He's fun.